Welcome, and thank you for viewing the Westchester County Youth Bureau's 2023 OCFS Youth Development Program Funding Request for Proposal informational video. Please note, an addendum to this RFP was released on July 27, 2022, reflecting a change to the period of program operation. Proposed programs must run a full 12-month calendar year. The mission of the Westchester County Youth Bureau is to ensure equity and access to formal and informal services, supports, and opportunities for children, youth, and families to thrive. The Bureau's equity lens is consistent with Westchester County's efforts to create equitable gains across race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, class, and economic backgrounds. The Bureau invites eligible non-for-profit organizations to apply for funding that will support positive youth development. Organizations interested in responding to the RFP must submit their proposals in accordance with all applicable laws, county regulations, and timelines. The Bureau will select up to 20 programs to fund through this RFP, contingent upon funding from the New York State Office of Children and Family Services. The Bureau is requesting proposals from qualified, not-for-profit organizations that will be contracted to provide innovative positive youth development services, opportunities, and supports for at-risk youth ages 21 and under. Proposers must demonstrate the following: physical, economic, social, financial, institutional, and/or other problems impacting Westchester County's youth that require a solution. A desire to contribute to the ongoing efforts of comprehensive youth needs assessments and the development and updating of the New York State OCFS Youth and Young Adult Plan. Reasonable costs that are proportionate to the services proposed. The ability to maximize natural supports within the community and leverage outside opportunities where appropriate. Deliver structured offerings that are youth-centered and responsive to both youth's needs and interests. Ensure a trauma-informed workforce that will deliver services to the populations. Agreement to collect and analyze data to assist the Bureau in demonstrating the program's effectiveness. And the ability to fill a service gap that the Bureau deems necessary based on its annual needs assessment. Eligible proposers must be certified as tax-exempt under Section 501c3 of the U.S. Internal Revenue Code. Proposals submitted in response to the Bureau's IIK RFP will not be eligible for consideration under this OCFS RFP. Proposals must be for programs that run for a full 12-month calendar year. Proposals are limited to serve a maximum of 2 sites. No fees may be charged to individuals for programs supported through the Bureau. For more information on criteria and eligibility, please refer to Section 4.0 of the RFP. In accordance with the New York State OCFS Youth and Young Adult Plan, these are examples of prioritized youth populations for services. Please refer to Section 2.3 in the RFP for the full list. Proposers must provide a reasonable and compelling justification of need within the proposal should they decide to serve a population that is not listed. (2023 to 2025) New York State OCFS YDP funding availability for this RFP is dependent upon Westchester County being notified of available financial resources from New York State OCFS annually. There is no anticipated date of notification by New York State OCFS at this time. If a proposer is awarded funds, the financial risk of operating the program rests solely on the proposer's agency. All contracted programs will be required to submit monthly, quarterly, and annual statistical measurement reports on the Bureau's web-based reporting system. The Bureau will conduct periodic site visits of contracted programs. All contracted programs must be observable. The Bureau staff will complete program quality assessments following site visits. The proposer's program narratives must include specific evaluation components. Now we will discuss the elements of the RFP. The Schedule A is comprised of Forms 5001, 5002, and 5003. Although the RFP itself is a PDF, a link to the fillable version of the Schedule A can be found on the Youth Bureau website. Cover sheet, located in Section 12 of the RFP, asks for information pertaining to the organization and the funding requested. Please complete all the fields and sign at the bottom of the page where indicated. The Program Profile section is comprised of 6 parts. Organizational capacity is worth 20 points. Program design is worth 38 points. Monitoring and quality improvement is worth 15 points. Outcomes and evaluation is worth 12 points. When completing the program design section, refer to the instructions for guidelines. Program design must not be more than 1 page. The activity plan provides details on up to 3 main proposed program activities. Although the activity plan is not scored, it must be completed. Failure to complete will result in disqualification. The program logistics summary asks for details pertaining to proposed program sites. Please provide as much information as possible. The form allows for up to 2 different sites to be included. Although the program logistics summary is not scored, it must be completed. The Touchstones form is not scored, but must be completed. Proposers must refer to the coding document and select 1 code for each of the following items: life area, goal, objective, service opportunity and supports, how much, how well, and better off. The codes and respective descriptions must be entered into the Touchstones form where indicated. Instructions and an example can be found after the Touchstones form of the RFP. This concludes the Schedule A portion of the RFP. We will now review the Schedule B portion. The contract award period is up to 3 years. The annual contract budget will be equal to the first year proposal. Changes for years 2 and 3 will require a budget modification. The maximum score for the budget section is 15 points. A budget narrative describes the relationship between program activities and expenditures. It must provide a description of costs associated with each line item. The total of salaries and fringe benefits must be 51% or greater than the proposer's total request. Proposals less than 51% will be disqualified and not reviewed. The budget template includes protected cells. Proposers cannot change the protected cells. Proposers can enter numerical data, and the spreadsheet will calculate the budget-related amounts. Fringe benefit costs are capped at 25%. Please note that proposers cannot include employee-related insurance costs in the OTPS section. Please refer to the New York State OCFS non-reimbursable cost list included in the RFP after the budget form. We have now covered Schedule A and Schedule B. Please be advised that the following documents are also required for the application to be considered: the signed cover letter, the signed proposer's certification, the signed and notarized certificate of authority, the signed and notarized acknowledgement, the articles of incorporation, and the most recent audit. All requests for clarification of this RFP must be submitted in writing no later than 5 p.m. on August 12, 2022 by email to wcybrfp@westchestergov.com with the subject line Request for Proposals OCFS 2023 to 2025. Formal written responses will be posted on the Bureau website on or before August 19, 2022 at www.westchestergov.com/Youth Bureau. Proposals are due to the Westchester County Youth Bureau by 3 p.m. on September 16, 2022. Late proposals will not be accepted. Thank you.